Minister, I'd just like to ask you for an update on the timeline of the amalgamation of Carlow IT and Waterford IT to form a technological university of the South East of Ireland.
I want to thank Deputy Murphy for asking this question and to note that she's asked it of me many times, even in the last 8 weeks, and I know it is a priority for her and for all Oireachtas members in the South East, because it's a potentially transformational project in terms of regional development and access to higher education. I want the Deputy to know that it is a priority for me as well. Indeed, the progression of technological universities is a key national strategic objective in terms of advancing the higher education agenda, but also skills, access, research and regional development as well. The programme for government does specifically reference the establishment of a technological university for the South East of Ireland. Therefore, it very much falls on me to do everything within my power to make sure that happens. Obviously, autonomous higher education institutions do remain obviously the governing bodies in terms of each of the individual institutions engaged in the consortium seeking TU designation under the requirements of the Technological Universities Act 2018. The TUSI consortium of IT Carlow and Waterford IT continues to actively develop its application for TU designation, and as the Deputy knows, in late July I announced that I'd appointed Mr Tom Boland as the Independent Programme Executive Director for the TUSI project, and he and his team are now tasked with driving the necessary change management process and ensuring that there is a submission of an application under the 2018 Act to me. I very recently met with Mr Boland, and this month I'll be meeting with him and with the presidents of the two IoTs and the chairs of the two governing boards. When I met Mr Boland, I did underline the government's expectation that significant progress should be made in the coming months to year end in developing a very robust project plan. And this is key, a project plan with milestones and accountability and implementation, and with a view to submitting a high quality application under the Technological Universities Act as soon as feasible. Subject to talking to the presidents, my understanding at this juncture is that an application is being readied with a view to submitting it by Q2 of 2021. In other words, I'd need to be in a position to designate this by next summer if we're to go ahead with its commencement date in January 2022. It's my intention and Mr Boland's intention that the 1st of January 2022 is the start date for this new technological university, but it's a hell of a lot of work that needs to be done to get from here to there.
Thank you, Minister, and I do wish Mr Boland well in that, and I'm there to assist as a representative of the Wexford constituency. Minister, the South East is experiencing a period of significant change through a rapid population increase and an economy that's diversifying in light of the shifting annual European and global environments, new patterns of population distribution, particular to the county as a whole because of the easy access now of the roads infrastructure, all contributing factors. A technological university of international standing, which will be a key component of the infrastructure which is required to drive sustainable regional economic and social development. In particular, Wexford must see a new university campus in the immediate future to enable the county to retain a trained and highly skilled workforce that will attract a fair portion of foreign direct investment, which is badly needed in Wexford. But a campus, as I envisage, that will host the STEM courses, science, technology, engineering and maths, courses which are essential as the cohesive force that at the centre of, as a centre of knowledge. And with the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Environment already in situ in Wexford, that will enable research and innovation to assist such courses in the region. Can you confirm that you're committed to a campus, a university campus in Wexford, Minister?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's key to the success of this project that there needs to be a Wexford campus. That's always been the intention that needs to happen. I also want to let the Deputy know that the consortium has recently designed a change management programme. It has now established a project office with 3 full-time executives and support staff. This office has been working on making progress in updating the draft application, which is now being reviewed in the context of the recent successful MTU consortium application process. So in other words, learning from other TUs that have already been through the process. As evidence of the priority attached to this project, I did bring a memo to Government on the 22nd of July, informing Cabinet on the progression of the TUSI proposals, the appointment of Mr Tom Boland, and indeed the plans that we want to put in place to create a real momentum around this project. There's been too many false dawns in relation to this project. We are still aiming for TU designation on the 1st of January 2022. That's the goal. That's the moment of transformation for the South East. There's lots I can do. I will do. I'm going to give it a lot of time and energy. There's also a lot we need the individual institutions to do, and the stakeholders in the South East. I know they will, but there's a huge body of work. Everyone needs to put their shoulder to the wheel and get a lot of heavy lifting done between now and the end of the year.
Thank you, Minister. Yeah, as a former student of Carlow IT, I've heard you speak a lot in recent days in relation to further and higher education. I undertook a BA in law in 2006 as a nighttime student in Carlow IT. I would never, as the mother of a teenage daughter working full-time, I would never have had that opportunity. So I am passionate that Wexford, which already has the Carlow campus there, but I think we need a new technological campus in time so that we can, as you say, service further and higher education needs. Not everyone can undertake the conventional route and head off to the big smoke and go to college or university, and particularly now in times of what can only be seen as financial strife, parents want to give their children the opportunity of saying. Thank you, Minister.
Yeah, look, the week that's in it, I'm really pleased that Deputy Murphy has told her own experience of the benefits of further education, because it can be transformational. There are many, many pathways to getting to where people want to, and indeed I'm hearing lots of stories this week of somebody who in the last couple of years maybe missed out on a place in a university that they desperately wanted. They were disappointed at the time, but they did a year in further education and they got that place the next year and benefited from that year. So I'd encourage everybody to do that. The point you make though about the regional development, the cost to families, this is another key game changer. We know that the longer people can stay and live in an area, the more likely they are to set up their family there, buy their home there, and make their life there. And I think from a regional development and a balanced regional development approach, these technological universities are potential game changers. The one in the South East, I know Deputy Harkin will ask me about the one in the North West shortly. And I mean, these are really, really key from an educational point of view, but they're key if we're serious in this House about regional development and caring about the regions. They're key. This idea that everyone has to go to the big smoke, as you call it, to get access to higher education, those days need to be gone.